Sugerir que. Oh, yeah, we're talking about this one. Sugerir que. Sugerir que. And this means to advise. It's very similar to saying, to advise, but also it can be similar to suggesting, but essentially you're just advising someone, to do something or not to do something. And we can see here que that helps us to add more to what we want to say, besides saying just sugerir, which means to suggest just by itself. But when you say sugerir que, you are advising, you're advising because you have experience, because you know what would happen, right? So it's good. It's a good little phrase to learn. And let's look at some examples using this short phrase. Te sugiero que comas más vegetales para una mejor salud. Te sugiero que comas más vegetales para una mejor salud. And this means I advise you to eat more vegetables for better health. Okay, this is something that probably your doctor might probably say to you, or a dietitian. So, or, your mom as well. I love vegetables. So no one has to tell me this because I already do this. I eat lots of vegetables. But anyways, te sugiero que comas más vegetales para una mejor salud. So let's break this down. Let's see how this works. Te sugiero, yo te sugiero. We don't need yo, but we need te and sugiero. Also, let's include que. Okay, so te sugiero que, just that phrase by itself, you can just learn it, you can memorize it even, and that will help you to say, I advise you, ... If you want to just advise specifically one person, you singular. So that's a good way to say that in Spanish. Te sugiero que, I advise you ... Comas. Obviously, this is a verb, comer, which means to eat, and it's conjugated for the personal pronoun tú comas, okay? And that means, tú comas, you eat, to eat in this situation is similar to saying that. Más, more, vegetales. Vegetales means vegetables. It's almost the same spelling, so that's good. Para, for, una means a. We don't have it here. Mejor, better. Salud. Don't forget the sound at the end. Salud means health. Okay, similar to saying health, the th sound. It's very similar to the d in Spanish. Salud. Te sugiero que comas más vegetales para una mejor salud. Okay, mejor, it's very, very commonly used in Spanish to say better something. Okay, mejor vista, better sight. I mean, as in seen, just seen. Mejor comida, better food, okay? So mejor is a great, great adjective. And also you don't have to worry about feminine, masculine. You only have to worry about plural, mejores, mejores. You just need to add es at the end. So it has a plural form, but mejor means better, okay? Excellent. Remember, if you have plural nouns, you need plural adjectives. Okay, so just remember that. Eat your vegetables. Okay, so the next next example is, oh, by the way, this is what we're learning right here. Sugiero que. Okay, so just remember that. Te, this is like you are saying to someone, so it's similar to saying you in this situation. I know you in Spanish is tú, but te is also a pronoun. It's a reflexive pronoun, so just remember that you can use reflexive pronouns with this phrase. So you can change this to les, for example. Les sugiero que. Okay, so les sugiero que means also you. I advise you, but this you is plural. Okay, so you're talking to a group of people. Now you can change this to le. Okay, and this is a formal way to say you. So it's like usted. So le sugiero que means I advise you, formal, and then the rest. Obviously, you have to adjust a few things if you want to make this formal. Le sugiero que coma más vegetales para una buena salud. That's very formal, and that means the same thing. I advise you to eat more vegetables for better health. Excellent. Let's continue. Oops, sorry. The next example, let's look at the next example. The next example is, nos sugirieron que no fuéramos, and that's it, period. Nos sugirieron, it's kind of tricky to say sugirieron. So it's a soft R. Sugirieron que no fuéramos. Que no fuéramos. Okay, so we have the phrase we're learning right here. And we included que. Sugirieron que. Obviously, sugerir is conjugated. And let's see what this means. This means, that's not what I wanted to do. They advised us not to go. So don't go. Maybe it's a dangerous neighborhood and someone is telling you just don't go, right? Don't go there. Or maybe there's gonna be bad weather, so just don't go there. It can be used in different situations, this phrase, of course. Nos, we have a reflexive pronoun here. Nos, that means us, okay? You can say ellos nos sugirieron. Ellos means they, but remember in Spanish we don't use those pronouns. Yo, tú, él, nosotros, vosotros, ustedes, ellos. We don't use personal pronouns too often. So we don't have it here. We don't have ellos here. Nos, us, sugirieron, we need that. We need sugerir, and it's conjugated for they, ellos or ellas, okay? So that means sugirieron means they advised, okay? And then we have the rest. Of course, we need to add more to the sentence. And que in this situation is the pretty much like the bridge that helps us connect both things, right? So no means not. No can mean not, will not, or won't, or no, okay? It can mean would not. We don't have all those things in Spanish, don't, want, wouldn't, and so on. We have no. We just have no. And I think that's pretty good. It makes things easier for sure. No, not, fuéramos. Nosotros fuéramos. We don't need nosotros. Nosotros means we, okay? Nosotros. And fuéramos, we need that because that is the verb, the action. So no fuéramos means not to go. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Fuéramos comes from ir, the verb ir, the super irregular verb ir, and it's conjugated, of course. So, interesting. Interesting. Fuéramos. Nos sugirieron que no fuéramos. They advised us not to go. Now, it's interesting that sugerir can also be similar to saying to advise, specifically when we use que as well. Sugerir que. Sugerir que. Okay, so keep that in mind. Sugerir que means, or it's very similar to advise.